Google Stitch, build and automate anything. You're spending hours on design work that should take minutes. You describe what you want and you get a blank screen. You try to prototype something and you're stuck fighting with tools. You watch other people ship faster, iterate faster, and build more, and you wonder what you're missing. What if you could type a sentence and get a fully designed app interface in under 2 minutes? That's exactly what Google just made possible. And I'm about to show you everything. Today we're going deep on Google Stitch. This is Google's AI-powered UI design tool that launched at Google I/O 2025. It's completely free right now, and it can turn a text prompt or a hand-drawn sketch into a working app interface with real front-end code in minutes. I'm going to walk you through what it does, how it works, what it's good at, where it falls short, and by the end, you'll know exactly whether this belongs in your workflow. Let's go. So what is Google Stitch? It launched at Google I/O 2025 in May, built on top of Google's Gemini AI models. The whole idea is to close the gap between design and development. Right now, a designer builds something in Figma, hands it to a developer, and they spend a huge amount of time trying to translate that design into actual working code. Stitch tries to skip that painful middle part. Their tagline is "From idea to app." And when you use it, it actually lives up to that. Now here is where most people get confused, so stick with me. Stitch runs on two different AI modes. Standard mode uses Gemini 2.5 Flash, which is the faster, lighter model. You get 350 generations per month here. This is where you type prompts, generate layouts quickly, and export directly to Figma with one click. Experimental mode uses Gemini 2.5 Pro, the more powerful model. This mode accepts images as input, so you can upload a sketch, a whiteboard photo, or a rough wireframe, and Stitch turns it into a proper digital UI. Which brings me to something I want to share with you. In December 2025, Google pushed a major update. They brought Gemini 3 into Stitch, bumping up the quality across both modes. They also launched a feature called prototypes. Before this, Stitch could only generate individual screens. Now you can link multiple screens together, set up click interactions, and build out full interactive user flows that someone can actually click through. That is a significant jump in what this tool can do, and I'll show you how to use it in the workflow section coming up. So let's talk about how you actually use it. Go to stitch.withgoogle.com. All you need is a Google account. No downloads, no installs, fully browser-based. You land on a text input box. Describe what you want in plain English and be specific. Instead of "design me an app," say something like, "design a mobile fitness tracking app with a dark theme, a home dashboard showing daily step count and calories, a workout log screen, and a settings page." The more detail you give, the better the output. Hit generate and it estimates how long it will take. For a mobile app screen, you are typically looking at around 90 seconds. What comes out is a mid-fidelity mock-up. Not pixel perfect, but a clean wireframe with layout, typography, spacing, and visual hierarchy already built in. Good enough to share with a team, test a concept, or hand to a developer. From there, you refine through chat. Type follow-up instructions and it updates the design. Something like "move the navigation bar to the bottom" or "change the background to dark gray." It reads your feedback and adjusts. You can also generate multiple variants to explore different layout directions before committing. When you're happy, you export. Figma Export is available in standard mode. One click and your design lands in Figma with editable layers and auto layout ready for polishing. The code export gives you clean HTML and Tailwind CSS that developers can actually use. Worth knowing, the code is HTML and Tailwind CSS only, so if you're working with a different tech stack like Swift UI or React Native, you will need to translate it. There is also an annotate feature that came out in October 2025. You drop comments and visual notes directly onto any screen. Gemini processes those annotations and makes context-aware updates to the design. So instead of describing a change in words, you can literally point at what needs fixing. And there is now a direct export to Firebase Studio. So teams working in Google's cloud environment can push straight from Stitch into their build pipeline. Now, I want to be honest about where Stitch actually sits right now. The outputs are good, but not perfect. Components can drift in alignment. Colors do not always stay consistent across screens. Complex multi-screen flows still need a human to tighten things up. It is a strong starting point, not a finished product on its own. The word experimental in the Google Labs label is real. That said, the update pace is genuinely fast. It launched in May 2025, and by December 2025, it already had Gemini 3 prototypes, annotation tools, and Firebase integration. Google is clearly investing heavily here. Now, let me give you a practical workflow you can use today. If you are a designer, use Stitch at the start of a project to kill the blank canvas problem. Generate several layout directions fast. Pick the one you want, export to Figma, and refine from there. If you are a developer, the code export gives you a real foundation to build on instead of starting from zero. If you are a founder or product manager, Stitch lets you show a real interface to stakeholders before you have hired a designer. Prototype the experience, get feedback, and iterate before committing to a full build. Here is a concrete workflow. Write a detailed prompt for your first screen, generate it in standard mode, export to Figma, and refine it. Repeat for each screen. Then go back to Stitch, switch to experimental mode, use the prototypes feature to link all your screens together, and you have a clickable user flow ready to test. For a simple 3 to 4 screen app, you could realistically get there in a couple of hours instead of a couple of days. It is free. It is getting better fast. And if you have been waiting for a reason to get serious about AI-powered design workflows, this is a solid place to start.